baby girls under state supervision die within days of each other.
DCF completely dropped the ball.
There is a severe lack of proper management.
Beacon Hill lawmakers demanding action and Governor Patrick's response.
Dozens of tornadoes touched down, tearing up miles and miles of the nation's heartland, and the threat is not over.
Well, it looks like a damp and chilly end to April. We'll talk about when the rain arrives and when the sun makes a reappearance.
And a family dispute lands singer Paul Simon and his wife Edie Brickell in court. The 911 call that led police to their home.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 5 starts right now.
A 4-month-old baby dies in Grafton. A 2-week-old dies in Fitchburg, just days apart. The Department of Children and Families was involved in both cases, and tonight there are calls for an immediate change at the top. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Lisa Hughes in for Paula.
And I'm Jonathan Elias. Commissioner Olga Roche has been in the line of fire for months now, but this may be the tipping point. We have team coverage for you tonight on this story, starting with our chief correspondent, Joe Shortsleeve, who is live at the State House. Joe?
You know, Jonathan, if you are Olga Roche, it is getting awfully hot in the kitchen. Today, both the Senate President and the House Speaker called for her resignation as they learned of more failures at DCF with tragic results. For the first time, Speaker DeLeo says enough's enough, indicating too many children are dying. This time it was a 1-month-old in this apartment building in Grafton. Aliana Levine's mother told WBZ her daughter may have suffocated while sleeping. Grafton police alerted the Department of Children and Families about possible abuse or neglect on April 3rd with a fax. But it was somehow misplaced and not discovered by DCF until April 9th. Aliana died on the 11th. We've also learned of the death of a 16-day-old Fitchburg girl, Bailey Irish, who died Saturday, the day after her family missed a scheduled DCF visit.
I'm angered. I'm very much angered to see this continuing to happen. It shows to me complete mismanagement on behalf of DCF. We have to take strong action.
DCF, while calling the lost facts unacceptable, says the Grafton police should have called them as required by law, adding a written report can fail to capture the most important details needed to determine next steps. Representative David Linsky, who's heading the State House investigation into DCF, defended the Grafton police.
Look, the Grafton police notified DCF, whether it was by fax, whether it was by email, whether it was by telephone. DCF needs to follow up on this. This is basic business practices. You don't let a fax sit in the fax machine for 6 days.
Governor Patrick has not yet called on Roche to resign from DCF, but he sounds like he's getting close.
Beyond that, what I was expressing is my own frustration and upset with this whole situation, and the fact that it is intolerable to continue to lose these poor dear children.
Again, the Senate President released a statement this afternoon calling for Roche to resign. The governor says he doesn't have any scheduled meetings with his DCF commissioner, but you can be sure the two will be talking soon. Live at the State House, Joe Shortsleeve, WBZ News. Lisa?
Joe, thank you. We're also hearing tonight from the Grafton police chief who blames DCF for dropping the ball. This is the form a Grafton officer filled out. It's called a 51A, and it spells out the steps that should be taken while making a report. The first item on the list, saying something by immediately reporting using verbal communication.
He did send in the 51A, a written report and a written 51A to DCF. You know, he should have called also, and we're reviewing that in-house.
But there's no question, Olga Roche walked into a broken system, and Governor Patrick has repeatedly stood by her.
Our political analyst, John Keller, joins us now, and I got to wonder, and a lot of folks wonder, how long is that support going to last?
Well, past history would suggest it won't last much longer, Jonathan and Lisa. You may recall last year, after months of downplaying reports of problems with the state's welfare programs, a scathing report by the State Inspector General documenting millions in waste and fraud finally prompted Governor Patrick to accept the resignation of Commissioner Daniel Curley.
He's a fine fellow, but he wasn't getting the job done, and it's time for a change.
Now, the governor's defense of Commissioner Roche has emphasized the fact that she only came on in the fall, after the damage had been done in the Oliver case. But these new developments suggest that however difficult her task has been, his defense of Roche was misguided, that she simply hasn't been getting the job done, as the governor said of Mr. Curley. Then again, another question repeatedly raised by the governor has been, will getting rid of Roche make the children under DCF supervision any safer? In light of the obvious difficulty of finding a qualified administrator willing to take on the job for what may be just an 8-month run, that question remains unanswered. So it's a difficult situation all the way around with no obvious neat exit strategy.
No, and so much riding on the decision, too.
Oh, those young lives
Right.
gone like that. I think everyone's in shock.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
DCF first came under fire, you'll remember, late last year after the disappearance of this little boy. That's his mother there, 5-year-old Jeremiah Oliver. Police discovered the Fitchburg boy's body earlier this month. Today, the case against his mother, Elsa, who is charged with abusing the boy, was back in court. And coming up here at 5:30, the big challenges her defense team now faces.
Some breaking weather news now from Mississippi. Reports of tornadoes on the ground right now. In fact, these are live pictures from a storm chaser. It just shows us a lot of rain on the windshield. Apparently, it's being reported they have spotted a wall cloud down there. Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher is here now with a look at what's happening down there. They really are under the gun down there, especially with the cells that have been moving through.
This has been quite an outbreak. It started yesterday, of course. We had significant weather rolling through places like Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas. You see the storms there on the ground now. And some of these, I got to say, after covering a super outbreak in 2011, it feels very similar. We've got multiple cells all right down here, Tennessee down through Mississippi in particular, and these are moving over into Alabama. So tonight, very scary moments for a lot of these folks. These are all individual, what we call supercell thunderstorms, and essentially this evening, every single one of them is rotating, and many of them are producing large, violent wedge tornadoes. So this is a life-threatening situation for a lot of people tonight. This storm in particular, you see this little curlicue? That is a textbook supercell. That likely has at least a half-mile wide tornado, and that's near Zama, Mississippi. These are off to the capital of northeast of Jackson, Mississippi. More storms here, and these have been producing large tornadoes moving into northern Alabama. So if you've got friends or family, might want to give them a call this evening, make sure they are okay. Multiple reports of tornadoes so far. There are many chasers out on the ground. Of course, the Weather Service is all over this one. We've got tornado watches that are out. A particularly dangerous situation tornado watch here in Mississippi, back toward Louisiana. And this will continue to slowly move off to the east as we head into tomorrow. So more folks will be under the gun. Now, Alexis Christophorus from CBS is on the ground in Arkansas, one place that saw, unfortunately, fatalities from the tornadoes last night.
The governor of Arkansas got a close-up look at the tornado-flattened town of Valonia this afternoon, while rescue crews continued searching through piles of rubble for victims.
Just looking at the damage, this may be one of the strongest that we've seen.
Valonia and the rural town of Mayflower, 20 miles away, were hardest hit. A twister about half a mile wide, packing winds estimated over 130 miles per hour, carved an 80-mile path of destruction through the suburbs of Little Rock. A 3-year-old girl was found 100 feet from her home, her hip badly injured. She was among dozens rushed to hospitals. This RV park took a direct hit. There were 65 campers parked here. Now it's just acres of twisted metal, shattered wood, and tires. An antique shop Paula Lynch's son owns was blown to pieces.
My son and daughter-in-law live here, and they survived. You know, their houses survived twice, so that's the main thing.
Renewal and restart.
Volunteers held hands and prayed at a devastated shopping center, while firefighters went store to store, checking to see if all who worked there were accounted for. Storm watchers videotaped another deadly twister touching down in northeastern Oklahoma before it plowed its way into Kansas, destroying nearly 100 homes and businesses. Alexis Christophorus, CBS News, Mayflower, Arkansas.
Well, the reward is going up tonight for information leading to the arrest of the person behind a pipe bomb explosion in Marshfield. That bomb went off yesterday just as police were examining it. Now, we spoke with the man who first spotted this explosive device and knew enough to go for help. Bill Shields is live with this story tonight in Marshfield. Bill?
That pipe bomb was found right over the back of me here on what's known as the Esplanade here in Marshfield in the Brant Rock section. And that was a very sophisticated pipe bomb. This was not something to just sniff at. This was very serious. In fact, police are now asking the public's help in finding not only possibly who made this bomb, but maybe there was an intended target. They're so serious about it, they're offering now a $5,000 reward for information.
Only now does Ted Walker realize just how lucky he was. Sunday, he was walking his dog near the beach in Marshfield when he saw something on the ground.
Somebody had taken the time to completely wrap in electrical tape, and not only that, the ends were wrapped in electrical tape. But the more closer I looked, it looked like it had been there for a little while, so I wasn't like overly cautious about it. And I moved it myself, and nothing happened. But
I think you're a little lucky, maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
When police and firefighters got to the device, they realized it was no fake. It was a sophisticated pipe bomb.
It would have caused serious injury, if not death, to several people that were in the immediate area of the homemade pipe bomb.
The bomb was rigged electronically and had 2 strong magnets attached to it, leading police to believe it may have been attached to someone's car.
This was devised to target a specific victim, and we believe that it may have been attached to a motor vehicle.
The state police bomb squad was called in, and they used a robot to detonate the device. C.J. Haddad watched it all unfold from his family's restaurant.
It was kind of scary. You didn't know what to expect. So we were kind of just waiting here what the cops told us to do. I mean, obviously, if they told us to shut down, we would have shut down.
How serious was this? Well, there are businesses right around here, like Haddad's restaurant. There's also a neighborhood right over here, a residential neighborhood. Part of this area was evacuated. That's how serious it was. In fact, again, a $5,000 reward for information. Reporting live from Marshfield, I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News. Lisa?
Pretty scary. All right, Bill, thank you. This is the second pipe bomb found in the past week. On Friday morning, Worcester police discovered an explosive device attached to a car. Right now, investigators do not think these 2 incidents are related.
Pop singer Paul Simon and his wife Edie Brickell have been arrested on disorderly conduct charges. Jack Williams joins us now with more on this story. Jack?
All right, Jonathan, police actually arrested the couple Saturday at their Connecticut home after what's being called a minor domestic incident. Simon and Brickell held hands as they faced a judge today. They say the incident occurred after a rare argument between them. Police arrived after somebody called 911, then hung up. Well, after court, Simon said he and Brickell have patched things up between them.
Edie and I are fine. We're going to see our son's ball game this afternoon. We love each other. We're fine. We had an argument.
Well, Simon and Brickell told the judge they did not feel threatened. They did not request any protective orders. So the judge released them, but told them to come back to court next month. Jonathan.
All right, Jack, thanks. Racially insensitive comments from the owner of the LA Clippers. Tonight, the fallout is growing, and the NBA is getting ready to address this issue.
Traffic getting worse on the Tobin Bridge. How long these delays are going to last and why they're actually bound to get even worse. Plus,
a 14-year-old faces a judge today after allegedly shooting his younger brother right inside their home.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Luna.
Right now at Luna, get an incredible 70% off carpet, hardwood, and laminate flooring.
877-241 Luna. Get ready. Spring has finally arrived, and a Subaru with symmetrical all-wheel drive can help you enjoy it. Love the road you're on and a brand new Subaru Outback. Awarded Top Safety Pick Plus by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Drive home a brand new Subaru Outback, well equipped for only $23,795. Plus, get 0% financing for up to 36 months. Get a great deal and go love spring.
There is a smarter way, a cleaner way to power our homes and our businesses for the future. You can reduce your energy costs and improve your energy efficiency with the help of Boston's IBEW Local 103. Go to the103advantage.com to find out how you can produce your own clean power at home and at work. Sign up now to have a licensed professional electrician contact you. IBEW Local 103, the leader in renewable energy.
I like this Honda CR-V. We've got great deals during the Spring Into a Honda sales event.
Slow down, hotshot.
The CR-V has a rear-view camera, Bluetooth, Pandora compatibility, all standard. Is that it? And the CR-V is the most durable in its class.
Are those McPherson struts?
Indeed.
Nice work, Smith.
This is not a drill. Get a great deal during the Spring Into a Honda sales event. Now at your Honda dealer.
Deep breath in and relax into child's pose.
Who's got two hooves and just got a claim status update from Geico? This guy, that's who. And I just got an... Oh, no, that's Mom. Sorry.
Claim status updates just a tap away on the Geico app. Toyota is #1 in value, but it gets better. Because we give you all new stylish Toyotas. Better yet, we give you great deals with the Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive our lowest $178 a month lease on an all-wheel drive RAV4 with no cost maintenance included. Or get 0 for 60 plus $500 bonus cash on Sienna, including all-wheel drive models. Hurry, on May 5th, Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up. Toyota, let's go places. WBZ News is sponsored by Sleepy's, the mattress professionals.
Emotions running high in a Boston courtroom today.
A Dorchester teenager accused of shooting and killing his 9-year-old brother faced a judge, and as Paul Burton shows us, the boy's mother broke down listening to prosecutors describe this case.
Indictment alleges against you that you did commit manslaughter.
Juan Pena appeared in Boston Juvenile Court this morning. The 14-year-old is charged with involuntary manslaughter and is being tried as a youthful offender after he allegedly shot his 9-year-old brother, Jan Marcus, in their Mattapan home.
Juan Lee, by his own later admission, had a semi-automatic handgun.
Prosecutors say on February 7th, Pena was at home here with his younger brother and sister. His mother had stepped outside for a moment. That's when Pena took a handgun, which he told police he got off the street and accidentally shot his brother right in the chest.
Based on the nature of the bullet wound that went right through Jan Marcus's heart, the child had no chance of survival.
Pena's mother broke down in tears as she listened to the horrifying details.
Juan Lee's words for what he did were that he squeezed the trigger. He never admitted that he actually aimed the gun at his little brother, but the physical evidence tells us, Your Honor, that it was pointed right at Jan Marcos's upper chest.
My client's a 14-year-old kid. He's very scared.
Defense attorney Michael Doolin says Pena thought the handgun was unloaded. His family is standing by his side.
His family has had contact with him. His family has been very supportive with him. It's a tragic circumstance for the family.
In Boston, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
Pena is being held on $50,000 cash bail. He's due back in court next month.
This morning's traffic on the Tobin Bridge is a sign of what's to come. MassDOT has permanently closed the 2 left toll booths. And later this year, crews will begin removing the entire toll plaza because starting this summer, you won't be able to pay cash for your tolls. They'll be collected electronically with an Easy Pass. Now, if you don't have an Easy Pass, the state will send you the toll bills based on your registration. And prices at the gas pump, yikes, skyrocketing again. AAA says the average cost of a gallon of regular is $3.68. That is 8 cents more than just last week and 17 cents more than last month. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, a closer look at what is behind the spike. And it's not gas prices we're worried about, especially what's going on with the weather down south. They are under the gun again. Horrible storms over the weekend, and now another round coming their way.
Right. I mean, to see that wall cloud just a moment ago was ominous. And our forecast, nothing's going to spike around here, Eric, particularly not temperatures.
No, definitely not. You know, the amazing thing is that same storm system that's causing all the destruction across the south is the same one that's going to be impacting our weather this week, but in a much different manner. For us, it's more the cool weather and the clouds. It's 48 in Boston right now, as well as Chatham. You move away from the water, and today, not so bad. It was in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees, Worcester County, Connecticut River Valley, and now cooling down just a touch around sunset. Here's the big sprawling storm system, not moving much of anywhere, all wrapped up here across the plains. It's down here across the south. This is where we have the severe weather outbreak for this evening. Yet again, tornadoes are on the ground, large and violent. We talked about that at the top of the newscast. We'll revisit later on tonight. We also have a storm that's swirling, just a beautiful one here in the Atlantic. You notice it almost has an eye appearance. We're living right between the two systems right now. We had a little bit of sunshine mixing in with the clouds. We'll see more clouds than clearing overnight tonight, but overall, no major issues. Low temps back near 40 degrees, and the wind continues to be off the water out of the northeast. Now, we head into tomorrow. It's similar today, a little bit grayer and a little bit cooler than what we saw today. Could be a little coastal drizzle in the morning, low 40s as you have your cup of coffee and kick off the day. Midday, it's mostly cloudy. There could be some glimpses of sunshine. A chilly breeze, particularly if you're near the water tomorrow, where temperatures will stay in the low to mid 40s, 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. Not exactly too comfortable. And in the evening, a little bit of drizzle again possible. Sunset at 7:42. Most towns will be staying in the 40s all day long tomorrow. So especially for the interior towns where you're up around 60 today, you'll feel a bigger difference. Only up around 50 in Fitchburg, 49 in Worcester, and Springfield up around 52, but not much doing near the coast. Most of this week is just waiting for the storm system. We head through tomorrow. Again, it's more clouds than anything else, but the rain doesn't move in. We head toward Wednesday, and I still think this rain's going to have a tough time working its way. Maybe as we head toward the afternoon and the evening, showers become a little more numerous, but the best chance of rain is Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and that's when it'll come down a little more heavily. So the Sox are back home at Fenway Park. I think tomorrow night, maybe a little drizzle, certainly chilly, but certainly not a washout. We head to Wednesday night, and there will be some showers, hopefully getting the game in. By Thursday night, we're clearing out, and it's much more mild. In fact, there will be a temperature rebound once we get through Wednesday, near 60 for Thursday, and then 60s for Friday, Saturday, and off into the weekend. So here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Most of the rain, again, is focused Wednesday night and the first half of Thursday. Might be a pop-up shower on Friday, but much more comfortable outside. 60s on Saturday. There might be a couple more showers as the pattern gets very quick and unsettled as we go into Sunday and Monday next week. The big cold is gone. We'll talk more about what's happening with the severe weather coming up next half hour. Lisa?
Eric, thank you. The aerial search for the missing Malaysian Airlines jet is over, but the search for the plane itself in the water is expanding. Odds are slim now of finding any floating debris. So as Co-Im explains, investigators are now focusing on a wider part of the Indian Ocean.
52 days after Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 disappeared, investigators say they are stopping the aerial search for the plane.
It is highly unlikely at this stage that we will find any aircraft debris on the ocean surface.
Instead, crews are expanding the underwater search in the Indian Ocean. The focus expands to a zone 430 miles long, 50 miles wide, the entire area where the plane may have crashed. It could take 8 months to look for debris along the ocean floor in that area.
We owe it to the families of all on board. We owe it to the wider travelling public to do everything we reasonably can to get to the bottom of this mystery.
The next phase of the search comes after a U.S. Navy robotic submarine failed to find any sign of the plane on the ocean floor. Bluefin 21 swept a targeted swatch of seabed where crews picked up pings investigators thought may have been from the plane's black boxes. The jet, with 239 people on board, vanished after veering off course March 8th, but officials vow to keep looking however long it takes. Co-Im for CBS News.
Tonight, a security warning about one of the most popular web browsers around.
The problem with Internet Explorer and Microsoft's best shot at fixing it.
Plus, your student is struggling on tests. Why changing the way they take notes can actually make a huge difference. Now, here's a look at what's coming up at 6.
Coming up new at 6 o'clock, diving into history. How a Cape Cod company is using robots to give us a new look at one of the greatest disasters of World War II. What they found that has been at the bottom of the sea for 70 years.
Turbulence. It's one of the things we hate about flying.
You kind of feel like, your stomach's going to drop out from under you.
I just close my eyes and pray.
And it may only get much worse in the years ahead.
You're going to have a greater incidence of turbulence, more incidences of severe turbulence.
WBZ's chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher, with what's causing more turbulence in the skies.
You could drop 100 or 200 feet in a matter of a second.
And how it could end up costing you more for airfare. Tuesday on WBZ News at 11.
I was impressed with how many great reviews they had.
What makes CertaPro different is that our people really care about making our customers happy.
They asked what they could do to make painting an extraordinary experience for us. And they kept the gate latch.
We went from a personalized written certainty plan.
CertaPro painters did a wonderful job. They respected our lifestyle and our home.
It's about 5-star craftsmanship and having truly satisfied customers. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. CertaPro Painters, because painting is personal.
Hey, I'm on a roll here. Big Fish Casino. Download the app for free on iPhone, iPad, or Android.
Tell me about the Honda Civic.
It's the most durable, longest-lasting car in its class.
Can I stay in touch?
Bluetooth and text message reader comes standard.
Does it rock?
Pandora compatibility, standard.
Where am I?
The Honda sales event of your dreams.
This is not a drill. Get a great deal during the Spring Into a Honda sales event. Now at your Honda dealer. Traditions are alive and well in the north end of Boston. Like coming home for Prince Spaghetti Day. For over 100 years, Prince and families like Anthony's have been making great pasta and wonderful memories. So come home to the pasta that was born in Boston. Come home to Prince, especially on Wednesday, Prince Spaghetti Day.
Tonight, an important warning for Internet Explorer users. Microsoft says a security gap in the browser could let a hacker take complete control of your computer. Now, the issue affects Internet Explorer versions 6 through 11. The Department of Homeland Security says that you should download a security toolkit from Microsoft to fix this problem or use another browser until there's an update.
High school graduation rates in Massachusetts are among the highest in the country, which is great, but it's also not the whole story. It's true that 85% of our seniors graduated in 2012, but among low-income students, that number drops. Only 2/3 of those students graduate from high school. And when it comes to studying, researchers say swapping your laptop for a pen and paper could make a big difference. Go old school. They found students who took notes by hand instead of typing them on a computer actually performed better on tests. The more notes a student took, the better the grade. The key, however, is actually taking notes and not just transcribing what the teacher said.
Jewelry, rare coins, Beatles trading cards, those are among some of the items that the state will soon be auctioning off to the highest bidder. On Saturday, the state's annual auction of unclaimed property kicks off on eBay. And up for bid, watches, silver and gold necklaces, and other valuables that have been abandoned for at least 9 years. Treasurer Steve Grossman says that many people don't even realize that there is property that could belong to them.
1 out of every 10 citizens of Massachusetts has unclaimed property. 1 out of every 10. We have over $2 billion in cash waiting to be claimed.
Last year's auction raised nearly $550,000.
Well, tonight we have a new look at the rescue efforts after a ferry carrying a lot of students went down in South Korea.
Still to come for us, the one thing about this video that has victims' families furious. Plus,
if you think this looks like a gigantic computer tablet, you're right, but it's being used by students and doctors to view the human body like never before.
And members of the LA Clippers protesting on the court after the team's owners caught on tape apparently making racist comments. What should the NBA do next? John Keller gets some answers coming up.
Tomorrow morning on WBZ, forget seeing just one doctor.
Why a team approach to medical care is getting more popular.
And the chill is back in very shortly, so is the rain.
Traffic and weather together and your daily talker tomorrow starting at 4:30.
You have many choices when it comes to selecting a home health care provider. When seeking out care for yourself or a loved one after being in the hospital, consider the following. Interview qualified providers in your area to discuss your care and insurance options. Always verify the provider is accredited or certified, and check that all employees are properly screened and trained. Talk with your doctor to get the answers you need to make an informed decision.
Sponsored by Beata Home Healthcare. Compassion, excellence, reliability.
People choose home health care because that's where they want to be, is at home. The Beata way is the values and beliefs of the foundation of our work: compassion, excellence, and reliability. The relationship that the Beata employees create with their clients is one of trust, almost becoming a member of their own family. Our mission is to keep people at home safe, independent, and with dignity.
Learn more about Beata Home Healthcare at beata.com. Tonight's primetime lineup is brought to you by Jeep. Hurry into your local dealer now for great deals on the entire iconic Jeep lineup, including the new Jeep Cherokee. Register today for AARP's Life at 50 Plus event, May 8th through the 10th at the BCEC, featuring great speakers including HGTV's Kitchen Cousins, nightly entertainment, and exciting exhibits. Visit aarp.org/events or call.
Everything Bob has said all along has been proven.
In a rigorous test by America's leading consumer magazine, My Bob-O-Pedic Queen mattress beats Sealy, Cerna, Simmons, and Tempur-Pedic.
And there's a whole big lineup of Bob-O-Pedics.
At only $9.99, My Bob-O-Pedic 5 gel clean sets with gel-infused memory foam is $1,000 less than Serta's iComfort Prodigy.
Now more than ever, why would anyone pay the extra $1,000?
Isn't it time to make my Bob-O-Pedic your Bob-O-Pedic?
The Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive a $219 a month lease on an Avalon with no cost maintenance included. The Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up May 5th. Toyota, let's go places. Former Police Commissioner Ed Davis joins the WBZ News team as our exclusive security analyst. Insight only Ed can offer, only on WBZ News.
Our top stories now at 5:30. Top Democrats are calling for Olga Roche, the commissioner of the Department of Children and Families, to resign. 2 baby girls died in just the past week. DCF was involved with both families.
Singers Paul Simon and his wife Edie Brickell faced a Connecticut judge today after a weekend arrest on charges of disturbing the peace. Simon says the incident happened during an argument at their home.
And LA Clippers owner Donald Sterling has been a controversial figure in the NBA for years, but racist comments he apparently made recently are offending players, advertisers, and fans. And there's a new spotlight on a league that is known as a model, at least most of the time, of racial harmony. The NBA is going to address this issue tomorrow, but sponsors including CarMax, Virgin America, State Farm, and Kia have already dropped the Clippers.
And the Los Angeles chapter of the NAACP says it will no longer honor Sterling with a Lifetime Achievement Award. John Keller spoke with 2 local experts in crisis management about what is next in the Sterling affair. John?
Well, Jonathan, Lisa, while there's been still no direct public comment from the man at the center of this uproar, the story's moving fast, with that LA civil rights group rescinding an award it was due to get Sterling, the NBA finishing up an expedited probe of the incident, and those local experts you mentioned warning the league had better prepare for a bumpy ride ahead.
You could sleep with him, you could bring him in, you could do whatever you want. The little I ask you is not to promote it on that and not to bring him to my games.
What do you do when the CEO is apparently exposed as a bigot?
We've got to find a way to move him along.
Local crisis management experts Charlie Manning
Face the music and deal with it.
and Ashley McCown agree. The sooner the NBA gets Sterling out of sight and starts the process of getting him out of the league altogether, the better.
And we intend to get to the bottom of it as quickly as possible.
But while NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has scheduled a press conference on league action for tomorrow, that won't necessarily stop the bleeding.
You don't want it drip, drip, drip every day. So the NBA and the new commissioner, and this is his first big crisis, has to be hoping that this is the only stuff on tape.
And given the league's tolerance of his long business and personal history of racial insensitivity, kicking Sterling to the curb may not be enough.
As I think there's going to be a fair amount of scrutiny, and I think they have to work with the commissioner right now to put a plan in place to create a set of standards that's equal for owners as it is for players and coaches.
The Los Angeles NAACP intention to honor Mr. Sterling for a lifetime body of work must be withdrawn.
And if people say, why didn't you do more earlier?
Ask the NAACP. We were in the same exact place, that we thought that this was someone who had seen the light, and sadly, obviously, he hadn't.
Well, all eyes will be on LA's Staples Center tomorrow night when the Clippers resume their playoff series with Golden State. Donald Sterling is usually a fixture at courtside for home games, but that's one expensive seat that'll almost surely be empty come tap-off. Lisa, back to you.
Yep. All right, John, thank you. Prosecutors say a Norton man had a high blood alcohol level of 0.09 hours after he caused a deadly crash. 23-year-old Nicholas Salvo faced a judge today, and police say it was just before midnight on Friday that he crashed head-on into another car on Route 140 in Mansfield. A 63-year-old man was killed in that crash. Police say Salvo ran a red light and that he was speeding. He's free tonight on $10,000 bond.
Tonight there will be a memorial service for the Connecticut teen stabbed to death just hours before her junior prom. Investigators say it was Friday that a 16-year-old boy attacked Marin Sanchez in a high school hallway. Police think that he stabbed her in the neck after she turned down his prom invitation. Right now, that teen is in custody undergoing a psychiatric evaluation. An attorney for the Fitchburg woman charged in connection with her 5-year-old son's disappearance says his client has extreme mental health issues.
Elsa Oliver was not in court for today's hearing, but as Ken McLeod shows us, little Jeremiah's uncle was, and he wants answers.
Jeremiah Oliver's remains finally made it to a Fitchburg funeral home this afternoon, delayed by attorneys for the boy's mother, who did their own forensic testing over the weekend.
We have no desire to hold up the mourning process any longer than necessary.
But a family's grief once again spilled out in court this morning when an emotional outburst by the boy's uncle drew several bailiffs.
It hurt seeing him like that. He was very close to Jeremiah.
Elsa Oliver?
Today's court hearing was for the boy's mother, Elsa Oliver, who was again a no-show because of an extended psychiatric evaluation.
Miss Oliver remains substantially unable to participate in her defense. I continue to be unable to have any significant, meaningful conversations with her.
But she and boyfriend Alberto Sierra have been jailed since December on kidnapping, assault, and child endangerment charges, filed when it was discovered that Jeremiah had been missing for months, and that DCF had repeatedly failed to check on the youngster. The discovery of Jeremiah's body 10 days ago dumped off I-190 in Sterling raises the likelihood of murder charges.
I try not to anticipate because life is strange and I'm usually wrong.
The dead boy's dad came to court today hoping his ex would show up with answers, but that didn't happen.
So it is kind of hard, but I gotta do what I gotta do as a father.
Sources tell us the death certificate that accompanied Jeremiah's body lists both the cause and manner of death as pending, meaning the autopsy results need more analysis.
But those results take time. It's a careful, painstaking process.
Jeremiah's funeral is now set for Saturday here at the Rollstone Congregational Church in Fitchburg, with burial afterward at the Hope Cemetery in Worcester. His family is still seeking donations to cover the cost. In Fitchburg, Ken McLeod, WBZ News.
Well, Jeremiah's case led to the firings of 3 DCF workers and an outside review of the agency. And that set off an unflattering report card that was revealed and several new reforms.
The U.S. and its allies now trying to ratchet up pressure on Russia to end the violence in Ukraine. Pro-Russian separatists now have occupied more government buildings in Kiev. The Obama administration and the European Union just imposed more sanctions to get Russian President Vladimir Putin to honor his word about ending the violence.
The goal here is not to go after Mr. Putin personally. The goal is to change his calculus with respect to how the current actions that he's engaging in Ukraine could have an adverse impact on the Russian economy.
Mr. Obama says even more sanctions will be coming if Russia escalates the crisis.
There is outrage in South Korea tonight over this video, which shows rescuers saving the captain of the ill-fated ferry. You can see the man leaping from the sinking vessel and onto that rescue boat there. More than 100 people died in this disaster, and at least 100 more are still missing. Victims' families are furious that the captain and the crew were rescued before many of the school children on board. For their part, the rescuers say they were just focused on helping people and they didn't know who those people were.
All over the world, Jews paused to mark Holocaust Remembrance Day. As a sign of respect in Israel, people in traffic stopped as sirens were going off marking this day. In Poland, crowds gathered to take part in the March of the Living. Each year, Jewish teens, adults, and survivors march the same 3 kilometers from Auschwitz to Birkenau in silent tribute to the 6 million Jews killed during the Holocaust.
Coming up, the Helping Hand Mid-Marathon. We'll bring you the inspiring story of a brother's love just when his sister needed it most.
And home security gone way too far? The privacy concerns with some video monitoring systems.
The Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive the lowest ever lease on a well-equipped Corolla Sport for only $117 a month with no cost maintenance included. The Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up May 5th. Toyota, let's go places.
You deserve more. At Plymouth Rock Assurance, we believe in giving you more. More than what you might expect from a typical insurance company. Receive a claim check on the spot from our Crash Buster team, which can come directly to you. You're busy. With our door-to-door valet claim service, you can get your car repaired without interrupting your busy day. How about a free one-time cab ride when you feel it would be unsafe to drive? Ask your local independent agent how you can get more. More than just insurance. Plymouth Rock Assurance.
Just can't seem to escape another sneeze attack? You may be muddling through allergies. Don't get caught off guard. Try new Zyrtec Dissolve tabs. Powerful allergy relief now in a tablet that starts dissolving instantly. New Zyrtec Dissolve tabs.
The real deal is the Passat TDI Clean Diesel gets up to 795 highway miles per tank.
Actually, we're throwing in a $1,000 fuel reward card. We've never done that. That's why there's never been a better time to buy a Passat TDI Clean Diesel.
So it's like 2 deals in 1.
Exactly.
During the first ever Volkswagen TDI Clean Diesel event, get a great deal on a Passat TDI that gets up to 795 highway miles per tank. And get a $1,000 fuel reward card. It's like 2 deals in 1. Hurry in and get a $1,000 fuel reward card and 0.9% APR for 60 months on TDI models.
If you're a real gamer, then you need the speed of Xfinity Internet. Do you find that when you're playing games online with your current service that it's slow? Yes. I get some lag. Do you want to try Xfinity Internet? Sure. So you notice any buffering? No, sir. There's certainly no lag at all. Xfinity has the fastest in-home Wi-Fi. This is really great. I would be in first place. Like you are right now with Xfinity.
Get the speed real gamers need. Upgrade to Xfinity Internet for $29.99 a month for a whole year. See for yourself. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Okay, Honda. Cambridge Honda. Here it is. Wow, they must be doing something right. And this week it's their spring super savings event. What? I can lease a new Honda Civic LX for $44 a month? A new Civic Hybrid is only $89 a month? Really? And Accord is $99 a month. Even this Insight is only $148 a month. All with a free 100,000-mile warranty. I guess it's true. Cambridge cares about you.
The most important thing about the Vernon Cancer Center is that we have high expertise in the medical oncology field who provide compassion, care, understanding for patients and their families as they go through this journey of cancer. We strive to have a multidisciplinary approach to cancer care, including supportive services. I think a good doctor shows compassion, caring, the ear to listen, and helping the patient through their journey.
Health Watch is brought to you by Newton Wellesley Hospital.
In the interest of protecting our homes, could we be going a little too far?
New technology makes it a lot easier to keep an eye on our properties, and as David Wade shows us, there are concerns that we're protecting our homes at the expense of our privacy.
Down the side.
Ken Hall installed a small security camera in his home when his daughter Gracie was born.
It's nice to have that sense of comfort and sense of security to know that at any time during the day I can peek in and see what's going on.
All Ken had to do was fire up the app on his tablet and he could see and hear his family and friends. Well, Boston attorney Chara specializes in privacy issues, and she believes things are getting out of hand.
Surveillance is everywhere. It's on the streets, it's on our computers, so the home is really the last safe zone. And with many of these home surveillance devices, even that sanctity is in trouble.
Downey believes that security cameras can serve a useful purpose. However, she says they'll also force some interesting etiquette questions.
You can use it for children, you can use it as a baby monitor, you can keep an eye on pets, but you can also know in extreme detail what your guests are doing, your adult guests, and that's something that they probably wouldn't expect.
Ken says he posted a typical security sign at his door and notifies all the babysitters.
We usually try to tell people, but sometimes if it's just friends and they're coming over and, you know, it's like no big deal. We don't hand them a card and say, you know, you're under surveillance.
Despite those concerns, industry officials say the sales of these types of surveillance devices is growing in a very big way. I'm David Wade, WBZ News.
Well, this looks like something out of the movie Minority Report when we return how this virtual table is changing the way local medical students learn about the human body.
We're watching a huge storm system just spinning its way across the middle of the country. Severe in the south, but a different type of weather for us. We've got the forecast coming up.
To the champions, the underdogs, the everyday heroes. To the runners, the rowers, those who ride to save lives. To the innovators, the educators, the role models, and our kids. At WBZ-TV, we celebrate you because commitment to community isn't just reporting what's happening. It's supporting those who make our community great. We're WBZ Channel 4, the news team you know you can trust.
I like this Honda CR-V. We've got great deals during the Spring Into a Honda sales event.
Slow down, hotshot.
The CR-V has a rear-view camera, Bluetooth, Pandora compatibility, all standard.
Is that it?
And the CR-V is the most durable in its class.
Are those McPherson struts?
Indeed.
Nice work, Smith.
This is not a drill. Get a great deal during the Spring Into a Honda sales event. Now at your Honda dealer.
Hi, I'm Roberto Napoli. People always ask me, what is the Nicolot difference? When it comes to product, home always wants the best.
It lasts. It looks like the day it was laid down.
This is Nicolot, this is a competitive brand. See the difference in the intensity of the color.
And the color went all the way through.
We apply a protective surface and eliminate all the pitfalls that other brands may have. That will not happen with a paper shoe product. They can be confident it's the best product they can possibly buy. See the Nicolot difference.
For more information, visit nicolock.com/TV2.
At UMass Amherst, the Commonwealth's flagship campus, we stand for progress. From the discoveries in our new life science laboratories to our graduate work in renewable energy, at UMass Amherst, we don't just think about the future of Massachusetts, we help define it.
Register today for AARP's Life at 50 Plus event, May 8th through the 10th at the BCEC, featuring great speakers including HGTV's Kitchen Cousins, nightly entertainment, and exciting exhibits. Visit aarp.org/events or call.
You'll notice the Goya difference even before you taste it. Add plump and tasty Goya low-sodium beans to your favorite recipes and see for yourself. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Toyota is #1 in value, but it gets better. Because we give you all new stylish Toyotas. Better yet, we give you great deals with the Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive a lowest lease on an all-wheel drive Venza for just $178 a month with no cost maintenance included. Or get an all-wheel drive Venza with 0 for $60. Hurry, on May 5th, Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up. Toyota, let's go places.
This is the Name Your Price tool. It gives you options based on your budget. It's a piece of cake. I was told there would be cake. Get a free quote at progressive.com.
CBS Money Watch Stock Update is brought to you by Marshalls.
Tonight, taking a human anatomy class is a rite of passage for medical students.
But Dr. Malcolm Marshall is here to tell us how one school is using modern technology to teach students all about the human body. Doc?
Rite of passage for sure, but very important. You know, human anatomy is one of the first courses a student has to take in medical school to study the body's organs and nerves and vessels and more. Human cadavers have always been used for this purpose and probably always will be. But UMass Medical School now has a new high-tech tool at their disposal, which is giving doctors a view into the body like never before.
You can see that the airway is pushed here.
Third-year medical students Scott Pascal and Pamela Liu are getting a lesson on human anatomy. But instead of dissecting a cadaver, they're viewing the deep layers of the human body using this virtual anatomy table.
Going through anatomy, when you move on from structure to structure, you often have to get rid of things or peel back things. And when you get to the end of a block and you want to go back to things that you were in at the beginning, this would be amazing for that.
It's full size, life size, and can do a lot of manipulation that other software can't do.
UMass is one of the first medical schools in New England to acquire one of these tables. It cost them about $80,000. It's like a gigantic computer tablet that allows users to take two-dimensional digital information and convert it into three-dimensional life-size models that can be flipped, rotated, dissected, and spliced.
For residency teaching, this is ideal.
Ann Gilroy, a professor of anatomy at UMass Medical School, says this technology will allow doctors in training not only to study disease states that they will see frequently, but
they can also look at cases that they may never have an occasion to see during their residency, but will need to know about.
And surgeons can use it to map out exactly where they need to operate.
Now I can rotate our lung here, and I can locate that tumor in the posterior part of the lung. Surgeons can take one of their patients, CT scans, load it onto the table, look at the pathology, look at it in several views, look at it in several planes, decide on a treatment plan based on the anatomy they've seen, and then after the case, they can do a post-surgical review of that. That also can be used as a teaching tool for their residents.
And for patients?
Most patients patients don't know a lot about anatomy. And I think a lot of fear in medicine is based on that. So this could be used to teach patients about their own conditions and perhaps alleviate some of those fears.
So what's another cool use? Custom designed medical devices. So a patient's scans can be loaded onto the table and exported to engineers who can build a graft or an implant that is tailor-made for that particular patient based on their specific measurements. So it helps students, it's helping doctors and surgeons, it's helping patients, and I wish we had it when I was back in medical school.
Seriously, that is the coolest piece of technology.
Yeah, see, we had a female cadaver, and so it was really difficult for us to learn about male anatomy because we didn't have a cadaver. So something like this would have really been helpful.
And that's 1 and 2 dimensional. The future, it'll be 3-dimensional.
That's right.
You watch, it'll all pop up and they can move it around.
Exactly.
Doctor, thanks very much.
Well, you can send your story ideas to Dr. Malika. Just email her at drmalika@cbs.com, or you can tweet her at Malika Marshall.
Well, on this Monday, kicking off a new weekend, the weather extremely active across the country. Looking at a huge sprawling storm system. The storm's here across the Midwest, but it's right down here across the South. This is where we have dangerous weather tonight. So if you have friends or family, you might want to check in on them, particularly Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and down into northeastern Louisiana. These are dangerous storms that are producing tornadoes at this hour. Large wedge tornadoes, in fact, some of them over half-mile wide. See some of the reports that have been coming in. Tupelo was struck by a tornado earlier on this evening. There's another strong one. It's not plotting yet, but it's down across southern parts of the state. And this threat will exist through the evening. So a broad area of tornado watches, and our thoughts go out, especially after what we saw last night with a deadly tornado outbreak across parts of Arkansas. Around here, well, we've got our own interesting weather. Look at this storm sitting and spinning out in the Atlantic. Very striking on the satellite. It's been throwing some clouds back across southern New England today, and that'll continue to be the case as we head through the overnight hours. Cool temperatures, 40s and 50s on the map, but not too unusual for this time of the year. And tonight, really not much going on. It's mostly cloudy skies, cool temperatures, and we settle down around 40 degrees for overnight lows. A little bit cooler as we move to some of the sheltered valleys west of Boston. Then we head into tomorrow morning. There could be a bit of coastal drizzle. Otherwise, it's just mainly gray, low 40s, and tomorrow's looking cooler than what we saw today. Particularly if you're around the water. A wind out of the east at 10 to 20 is not going to feel too comfortable. 40s at midday with mostly cloudy skies, and going to be a little bit more drizzle popping up as we head toward the evening. Still, most towns staying in the 40s tomorrow, well below average for this time of year. You might reach 50 degrees around Fitchburg and Springfield, Pittsfield, but certainly anywhere here near the coast, you'll feel the influence of that wind coming off the very chilly Atlantic waters. Most of this week, it's just waiting. The same storm system that's causing severe weather is slowly going to move its way in. Tomorrow, it just manifests itself in the way of clouds. As we head into Wednesday, the rain trying to move in. We might get a couple of showers, especially in the afternoon and evening. But the main meat and potatoes of the rain doesn't come in until Wednesday night and Thursday morning. And that's our best chance for a better soaking of rainfall. Maybe for laying some fertilizer down, trying to green up the yard, even though temperatures haven't been cooperating all that much. That would be a good time. Cold temperatures the next two. Thursday, we're starting to rebound. Much more mild air as we head into Friday and Saturday. And here's the reason. A very blocked up weather system. Well, as we head toward the next few days, the same storm sitting and spinning, and then things unkink in the jet stream as we head toward Friday and the weekend. Still a little bit of a dip here, which brings in some cooler air, but overall, compared to where we've been, it's going to feel a lot better. So here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Best chance of that rain again Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. I do think we should be able to dry out by Thursday evening. Friday, a pop-up shower possible, but we're in the 60s. We'll take it. Saturday, looking like a nice start to the weekend. As we head towards Sunday and Monday, Lisa and Jonathan, we just talked about the faster kind of pace of the jet stream. Confidence goes down in the long-range forecast with a pattern like that. So maybe some showers. We'll stay optimistic for now.
Focus on the 60s. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. Coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, cities and towns scrambling to repair potholes after a very long, rough winter. But the I-team has learned that nearly half of the damage claims paid out by the city of Boston have come in just 2 areas.
And I knew as soon as I hit it, it would be an issue. It was probably the size of like a bike wheel.
The 2 danger zones in Boston and why some damage claims are paid and others are not. The I-team tonight on WBZ News at 11 o'clock.
Some of the runners in last week's Boston Marathon told us that the cheering crowds were enough to help them actually finish the race.
But others needed a little more support. Coming up for us, what one man did for his sister as she struggled to cross the finish line. Now let's check in with Jack to see what's coming up next at 6.
Jonathan and Lisa, thank you. Top lawmakers want the head of DCF to step down. Coming up new in our news in a moment, brand new information. WBZ has just learned about Olga Roche and the talks on Beacon Hill, which could determine her future. And a pipe bomb in the middle of a street in Marshfield. Next at 6 o'clock, hear from the man who discovered it and why he was very lucky he was not seriously injured.
Don't miss the Block Honda Spring into a Honda sales event at one of our two great locations. Block Honda on the Auto Mile, Route 1 in Norwood, or Block Honda West on Littleton Road in Westford, Mass. Drive home a brand new Honda CR-V for just $99 per month. That's right, Lisa, brand new Honda CR-V for only $99 per month. Two great Block Honda locations, one legendary low Block Honda price.
I was impressed with how many great reviews they had.
What makes CertaPro different is that our people really care about making our customers happy.
They asked what they could do to make painting an extraordinary experience for us. And they kept the gate latched.
We work from a personalized written certainty pledge.
CertaPro painters did a wonderful job. They respected our lifestyle and their home.
It's about 5-star craftsmanship and having truly satisfied customers. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. CertaPro Painters, because painting is personal.
Are you depressed or feeling blue? Have you lost interest in your usual activities? Have you noticed a change in your sleeping and eating habits? Doctors at the Depression Clinical and Research Program at Massachusetts General Hospital are working to develop new antidepressant treatments and studying the treatments that are currently available. Eligible participants will receive psychiatric evaluation, study treatment, and regular visits with study clinicians at no cost. For more information, call 1-855-75-BLUES or online at massgeneral.org/depression.
Toyota is #1 in value, but it gets better. Because we give you all new stylish Toyotas. Better yet, we give you great deals with the Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive our lowest lease on a Prius C, just $97 a month with no cost maintenance included. Or get best ever 0 for 60 plus $750 bonus cash on a Prius liftback. Hurry, on May 5th, Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up. Toyota, let's go places.
Stories of overcoming the odds continue to emerge from last week's Boston Marathon. One of them involves a West Bridgewater woman with lupus who got a big assist from her big brother. As preseason shows us, the help came in the form of shelter from the sun.
As soon as I tried to put weight on my feet, I would fall over.
In high school, lupus took control of Jessie Russell's life, yet she never gave up her dream to run the illustrious Boston Marathon.
The Boston Marathon's like the ultimate test for athletes, and it was something that was so cool.
A marathon medal is a prize for anyone, but would be extra tough for Jessie to earn. Lupus takes a toll on people out in the sun for too long. By mile 14, Jessie was ready to quit.
I was just like, all right, the medical tent's up there, I just gotta get a little further and I can stop for a bit. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this person like running at me.
Older brother Jeff was following her along the route, taking pictures. At her lowest point, he ran to a toy store and purchased an umbrella. One with sharks, he said, reminded him of Jessie's tenacity.
He said, if it's just the sun, I don't want you to stop. I can be your medical tent, I can be your water stop. Don't worry about any of that.
You're at Cleveland Circle right now.
Our cameras caught the pair, umbrella in hand, long after most runners passed.
It just kind of cracked me up because, you know, here he is in his jeans and his work boots with little fanny packs on, holding this ridiculous umbrella over me.
The Russells took it step by step for 12 miles until Jessie finally reached the finish line. 7 hours after she started, Big Brother Jeff now returned to his role as paparazzi.
I just love him. You know, I absolutely couldn't have finished without him there.
Bree Season, WBZ News.
You've got a special big brother there. Nice job on finishing the race, too. That's going to do it for us at 5 o'clock. There's much more straight ahead because the news at 6 starts now.
Under fire and on the way out, new demands for the head of DCF to resign.
We have to take strong action. We
can't wait.
How the deaths of 2 babies are revealing more problems at the state's child welfare agency.
Gas prices going way up. What's driving the sudden surge?
After a rather gloomy weekend, we're looking for a little bit of sunshine. Sadly, not a lot in the short-term forecast, but better news as we flip the calendar to the next month.
And rediscovered Navy ships at the bottom of the English Channel. The Cape Cod Company shining new light on one of World War II's darkest days.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 6 starts right now.
A little baby girl suddenly gone. Could it have misplaced facts have saved her life? Well, police were worried about that baby girl. They went to the state's child welfare agency for help, but their request went unread for days. I'm Jack Woody.
I'm Lisa Hughes. This is the latest troubling incident at the Department of Children and Families, and top lawmakers on Beacon Hill want the head of the agency, Olga Roche, to resign. WBZ has now confirmed that Roche met with Governor Patrick late this afternoon to discuss these new problems at the agency, and the governor is trying to figure out what to do next. Our chief correspondent, Joe Shortsley, is live at the State House this evening. Joe?
Yeah, political insiders are telling me tonight they'd be surprised if the commissioner of DCF could hold on very much longer. Today, the Senate President and the House Speaker called for her resignation as they learned of more failures at DCF with tragic results.
The fact that it is intolerable to continue to lose these poor dear children.
Governor Patrick is frustrated. House Speaker DeLeo is angry.
And as Speaker of the House, I think it is incumbent upon me to call upon Commissioner of DCF, Olga Roche, to resign.
Speaker DeLeo indicated too many children are dying. This time it was a 1-month-old in this apartment building in Grafton. Aliana Levine's mother told WBZ her daughter may have suffocated while sleeping. Grafton police alerted the Department of Children and Families about possible abuse or neglect on April 3rd with a fax. But it was somehow misplaced and not discovered by DCF until April 9th. Aliana died on the 11th. We've also learned of the death of a 16-day-old Fitchburg girl, Bailey Irish, who died Saturday, the day after her family missed a scheduled DCF visit.
I'm angered. I'm very much angered to see this continuing to happen. It shows to me complete mismanagement on behalf of DCF.
DCF, while calling the lost facts unacceptable, says the Grafton police should have called them as required by law, adding a written report can fail to capture the most important details needed to determine next steps. The Grafton police chief defended the work of his officers.
What's frustrating is that, they're trying to say, well, the police didn't do their job. The police did their job. They got into the house, they spoke to the mother.
Governor Patrick sounds like he's had enough as well.
Beyond that, what I was expressing is my own frustration and upset with this whole situation.
Again, the Senate President released a statement late this afternoon calling for Roche to resign. And as we told you at the top of the show, the governor met with Olga Roche late this afternoon along with the Secretary of Health and Human Services, and the governor is now deciding the appropriate next step. Live at the State House, Joe Shortsley, WBZ News. Jack?
All right, Joe, thank you very much. Let's bring in our own Dr. Malika Marshall. I don't know if people realize, but like police, doctors are required to report abuse if they think they see it. I assume in all your years of practice, you've been through this process.
Sadly, a number of times I have, when I've been concerned about the welfare and well-being of a child. And basically anyone who has regular contact with children is required to notify DCF if there's any suspicion of child abuse and neglect. That includes teachers and people who work in daycare centers and firefighters, and of course people like me, healthcare workers. So there have been a number of occasions in which I've had concerns that a child is being mistreated. And what you do as a mandated reporter is file what's called a 51A report. At the top of the 51A form, it tells you exactly what you need to do. You call the agency and you fax the form. What I typically do is fill out the form, giving a detailed explanation of why I'm concerned about a child. Then, even before I fax the form, I always call and speak to someone in the local DCF office that serves the town where the child lives. So if the child lives in Everett, I call whatever office is assigned to Everett.
That you call?
You always call.
Yeah, have you ever had any trouble getting through to DCF?
No, I mean, maybe I've had to leave a message before and wait for a call back, but I don't ever recall thinking, gosh, I can't get through. I mean, someone has always taken my call.
Gee, I hope we get to the bottom of this. This is just too much lately. I've never seen anything quite like it this fast. Thank you, Dr. Malika Marshall. The Worcester County DA's office is investigating the deaths of both babies in Fitchburg and Grafton. By the way, the DA is not commenting at this point.
Parts of the South and Midwest are living under the threat of more very severe weather right now, and some states are still cleaning up from last night's tornadoes. The biggest tornado hit just outside of Little Rock, Arkansas. At least 14 people there were killed. Our chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher, joins us now. Eric, that was a massive tornado.
I tell you, that video just rips your heart out. Every spring we go through this, there's at least one major tornado, and this is that storm that came through Mayflower, Arkansas last night. What you're looking at here, the whole screen is not the tornado. Basically, you've got this dark mass. This is the wall cloud of that storm. The tornado is inside. It was rain wrapped at this point. Those are particularly dangerous because you don't necessarily see that clear funnel that's working its way in. In all honesty, with the warning with this storm, 14 dead, it could have been much worse there in Mayflower with a storm like that. This is just down the road in Valonia, Arkansas. You see more of the damage here. This storm actually impacted Valonia for the second time in 3 years. They've had a tornado touch down and come through the city. Just a sad story there across the southeast. Take a look at what's going on now. Big sprawling storm system. The most severe of the weather is here across Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. Most of these storms at the moment are creating large wedge tornadoes. Several towns have been hit, including Tupelo, Louisville, Mississippi. If you've got friends, family down here, you want to check in with them tonight. You see the tornado reports coming in. We anticipate that will stay very busy through the evening. Tomorrow, the area at risk does not change all that much. This may remain a big story nationally. It will impact our weather as well. We'll talk about that in about 7 to 8 minutes from now. Jack?
Okay, Eric, thank you. Now at 6, asking for help. A plea from investigators trying to figure out who built that pipe bomb. It was found right in the middle of a street in Marshfield. Investigators believe the bomb fell off somebody's car, and whoever owns that car was the target. As Bill Shields shows us, there is now a reward to help find some answers.
Sunday, from his family's restaurant in Marshfield, C.J. Haddad watched the state police detonate a homemade pipe bomb.
It was kind of scary. You didn't know what to expect. So we were kind of just waiting here what the cops told us to do.
Only now does Ted Walker realize just how lucky he was. Sunday, he was walking his dog near the beach in Marshfield when he saw something on the ground.
Somebody had taken the time to completely wrap in electrical tape, and not only that, the ends were wrapped in electrical tape. But the closer I looked, it looked like it had been there for a little while, so I wasn't like overly cautious about it. And I moved it myself, and nothing happened. But
I think you're a little lucky, maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
When police and firefighters got to the device, they realized it was no fake. It was a sophisticated pipe bomb.
It would have caused serious injury, if not death, to several people that were in the immediate area of the homemade pipe bomb.
The bomb was rigged electronically and had 2 strong magnets attached to it, leading police to believe it may have been attached to someone's car.
This was devised to target a specific victim, and we believe that it may have been attached to a motor vehicle.
And how serious was this? Enough that police are now offering a $5,000 reward for information that may lead to the arrest of the person who built that bomb. In Marshfield, I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News.
Logan Airport's new terminal is ready for travelers. Governor Patrick and Massport leaders cut the ribbon at the new Terminal B this morning. It opens for business this Wednesday. The terminal puts all of United Airlines operations under one roof and includes charging stations for passengers, mobile devices at every seat. Jack?
Well, Lisa, I bet this is not a big shock to a lot of people. Filling up is getting very expensive. The current cost per gallon in Massachusetts is $3.69. Now, last week, it was 8 cents lower. Last month, 17 cents lower. Last year, it was 26 cents lower. Well, our New Hampshire Bureau Chief, Michael Rosenfield, went to look why.
The spring gas price spike is on.
Rapidly going up. I'm stopping at $40. I hate to put 50 in, 50 or more.
So you're not even filling up?
No, not quite. That's my way mentally of dealing with it.
Drivers noticing the surge in cost.
So I try to combine all of my errands into one day's trip.
Gas prices tend to rise this time of year, traditionally between March and May, and we're seeing that right now here in New England.
It's not a big deal to most people. Here's who it's a big deal to. It's a big deal for people on a fixed income and people who are just in the entry-level job market. That's a big deal for them.
Entry-level workers like Hannah Chara. She's a delivery driver and has to pay her own gas.
It makes me stressed out, basically, because I know that I have to spend at least $50 a week every week.
AAA says refineries often shut down in the spring for maintenance. Plus, they're shifting to cleaner and more expensive fuel for the summer, and that combination leads to the price hike. In New Hampshire, the price of self-serve regular unleaded right now is averaging $3.64 a gallon. That's up 8 cents in a week and 13 cents over the last month. And in Massachusetts, we're talking current averages at $3.68 a gallon, also up 8 cents in a week and 17 cents higher than a month ago. AAA says expect prices to creep up for about another month, level off, and start to go back down around Labor Day. In Concord, New Hampshire, Michael Rosenfield, WBZ News.
And coming up here on WBZ News, Paul Simon arrested. What happened inside his Connecticut home that led police to lock up the singer and his wife?
Coming up new at 6, how a Cape Cod company is using robots like this to give us a new view of one of the greatest disasters of World War II.
Well, cool out there this evening, and cool is going to be the operative term for the next few days, plus some rain on the way in. We'll track that and severe weather in other parts of the country coming up.
Hey, son. Can I borrow your car?
Again? How long?
Not long.
You're not going to do anything stupid, are you? Oh. And have it home by 10. 10? Okay, midnight.
The Mercedes-Benz CLA. Available at Herb Chambers for an affordable $30,895.
Sometimes the best spine surgery may be no surgery at all. At Brigham and Women's, spine surgeons and other specialists work together to first offer innovative non-surgical solutions. If surgery is needed, these experts pioneer the latest advances and set standards nationwide, including surgeries done through ever smaller incisions, so patients can get back to what they enjoy sooner. Life-giving breakthroughs. It all starts here. Brigham and Women's Spine Center.
I must begin my journey, which will cause me to miss the end of the game.
The X1 Entertainment operating system lets you watch live TV anywhere.
Can I watch it in Butterfly Valley?
Sure.
Can I watch it in Glimmering Lake?
Yep, here too.
What about the Dark Castle?
You call that defense? Come on.
Watch live TV anywhere. The X1 Entertainment operating system, only from Xfinity.
In your own backyard, your incredible state university system, 9 institutions, 300 academic programs, more than 50,000 students, 10,000 degrees awarded annually. In the past 5 years, 5,000 science and technology degrees, 4,000 healthcare degrees, 11,000 teaching degrees. 84% of graduates stay in Massachusetts, building the innovation economy for tomorrow's Commonwealth, for tomorrow's you.
Everything Bob has said all along has been proven.
In a rigorous test by America's leading consumer magazine, My Bobopedic Queen mattress beats Sealy, Cerna, Simmons, and Tempur-Pedic.
And there's a whole big lineup of Bobopedics.
At only $5.99, My Bobopedic 9-inch twin set is $800 less than Tempur-Pedic's 8-inch set.
Now more than ever, why in the world would anyone spend that extra $800?
Isn't it time to make My Bobopedic your Bobopedic?
Toyota is #1 in value, but it gets better. Because we give you all new stylish Toyotas. Better yet, we give you great deals with the Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive the lowest ever lease on Camry, the most dependable midsize car, for only $158 a month with no cost maintenance included. Or get best ever 0 for 60 plus $750 bonus cash on Camry. Hurry, on May 5th, Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up. Toyota, let's go places.
Singer Paul Simon and his wife Edie Brickell are downplaying the argument that got them both arrested over the weekend. The couple was holding hands today facing a judge in Connecticut. Police responded to their home in New Canaan after somebody called 911 Saturday night and then hung up. Simon and Brickell say everything's fine. They were released and ordered back to court next month.
Well, it was 70 years ago today, the U.S. endured one of the worst disasters of World War II. 749 soldiers, they died in an exercise called Tiger. It was a disastrous rehearsal for the D-Day invasion. Now, a Cape Cod company is giving us amazing images of those same shipwrecks, which still sit at the bottom of the English Channel. Christina Hager has our story.
A missile-shaped ocean robot. Today, it's the key to unlock a 7-decades-old mystery, a secret World War II mission called Exercise Tiger that ended in tragedy on this day in 1944. The U.S. military and allies conducted a practice drill before the infamous D-Day invasion. The Germans found out and attacked, bringing down 2 ships, killing 749 U.S. soldiers and sailors.
We look closely at
Now, to honor the anniversary, the very first images of those sunken ships, courtesy of the Remus 100, made here at Hydroid on Cape Cod.
It actually can go off on its own with no lines or tethers on it. It goes off, you pre-program it, and it can go for about 8 to 10 hours.
Last month, engineers launched it 50 meters down to the bottom of the English Channel. This is what they found, an image put together from sonar signals. It's the same technology used to map ocean floors, also to study fish populations, in addition to looking for ship and plane wrecks. A larger version of the Remus has been used to examine the Titanic. It helped locate Air France 447 5 years ago, and now it may help with the search for the missing Malaysian air jet. In this case, it reveals how a torpedo cut a ship in 2 halves, left half a mile apart.
Bring a little more closure to the families that lost people that day.
A snapshot of what one of the deadliest days of World War II looks like today. On Cape Cod, Christina Hager, WBZ News.
Well, we're having a cool week here in New England, another one, but at least we're not getting that wild weather.
Yeah, I mean, this is unbelievable. Another tornado emergency in effect right now in Alabama and parts of Missouri. And Eric, you're looking at a huge system.
It's incredible when you look at the scope of this one storm system and how many people it's affecting right now. You've got snow from the Wasatch and the Bitterroots to rain in the middle of the country to severe weather in the south and rain in the mid-Atlantic. It's all from the same system, and even in part, some of our onshore flow here is due to that same system. The most impactful, this line of severe weather, there are multiple tornadoes on the ground here in Mississippi and Alabama right now, one moving through Athens, Alabama at the moment. Tornado watches that are out for tonight, and this is going to be a big story tomorrow as well, as the whole system is not going to be moving all that much. If you have friends and family, certainly urge you check in with them tonight there across the south. For us, this is what we're watching, and a really impressive swirling storm. Almost looks like a hurricane, doesn't it? A mature extratropical cyclone to our east. It's been throwing back a couple clouds across the area for today, and that'll be the same story for tonight. Just cool temperatures, pretty seasonable. 50 in Boston, 54 in Worcester. Chatham checking in this evening right around dinner time at 47. Overnight lows near 40. Mainly cloudy skies, cool temperatures, but fairly uneventful weather for us here at home. Tomorrow morning, with a little bit more moisture coming in off the ocean, there could be a little bit of coastal drizzle. Sunrise is at 5:42. Tomorrow's going to be a chillier day than what we saw today, particularly near the water. You're talking about an east wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour with temps in the low to mid-40s. Not going to feel terribly comfortable. Plus, inland, where we had highs approaching 60 today, you'll be staying in the 40s as well, so you'll feel that significant change. Mostly cloudy in the evening, a little bit of drizzle around again, but no significant rain tomorrow. High temperatures, again, 40s for far eastern Mass, near 50 in Fitchburg, a chance for the 50s in the Connecticut River Valley, but that will be as warm as it gets. Now, most of this week is just waiting for the same storm that we just talked about to throw some rain over toward New England. Tomorrow it's just the clouds. As we enter Wednesday, it's clouds and perhaps some showers, especially in the afternoon and the evening. And then finally, Wednesday night and into Thursday, that's our best chance at picking up some more significant rain, something a little bit more on the order of maybe an inch of total rainfall here. And then you look at the wind direction. Today it was out of the north, but for the next couple, it's going to be widespread easterly winds coming in off that water. And when you have a wind pattern like that, through Wednesday, not going to see a whole lot of warmth around here, but we will do better at the end of the week. This whole stuck pattern will start to break down. The jet stream is going to move a little bit quicker. That huge storm system will move up toward Canada, and this is going to allow for some milder temps in our 7 days. So here's a look. Our AccuWeather 7-day forecast. It's the 40s for the next couple. The chance for the significant rain Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. By Friday, though, it's just a chance of a shower in the 60s. Same story for Saturday. And as we head towards Sunday and Monday, we may get several very quick and weak-moving systems creating a couple of showers, but no washout days and temperatures we might be a little bit more happy with. Jack, Lisa, back to you.
All right, Eric, thanks. Still celebrating the Bruins win.
Yeah, Dan Roach with some interesting news tonight.
Yeah, you want to know how good the Bruins are? You find out kind of by these nominations that keep piling in for this Boston Bruins team. They're a good team all the way through and through. At the end of the season, award nominations indeed keep coming in for the Bruins. First, Patrice Bergeron for the Selke Trophy for the best defensive player in the league. Then Tuukka Rask for the Vezina, the top goalie in the NHL. Now today, Captain Zdeno Chara nominated for the Norris Trophy for the league's best defenseman, along with Chicago's Duncan Keith and Nashville's Shea Weber. It's the 6th nomination for the 37-year-old who won the award back in 2009. Z was his stellar self this past season, finishing with 17 goals, 23 assists, and a plus 25 rating, while defending each team's top line every night.
I always take a lot of pride in my defensive game. I want to be always strong defensively and take care of my my zone before I, jump up and help the offense.
He's the best defender in the league. I don't think anyone's close defending. And I thought this past series, he was terrific. That was after the voting, but I thought he was just terrific.
Now, of course, up next for the Bruins, a second-round playoff matchup with the hated Montreal Canadiens. We still don't know when that series will start. However, we do know the Canadiens will play a simulated game tonight against some of their own minor leaguers to shake off some rust. The Avs last played it 6 days ago. Meanwhile, the NBA will hold a press conference tomorrow regarding their investigation into the racist remarks allegedly made by Clippers owner Donald Sterling. We've still yet to hear from Sterling on the matter, but last night on Sports Final Overtime, Cedric Maxwell, who actually played for the Clippers owner Sterling while he was still owning the team, said Sterling needs to be contrite.
The first thing that Donald Sterling has to do, if I'm Donald Sterling, is has to apologize. And that's what people want to hear. He cannot have any excuses. He has to apologize, come out, fully confess to what he did, and then try to move on. But right now, that's going to be difficult to do.
And what a nightmare this has to be for Doc Rivers. During a conference call with the media today, Doc said Sterling tried reaching out, but Rivers declined to speak to him. Also, Golden State head coach Mark Jackson said he thinks fans should boycott tomorrow night's pivotal Game 5 at the Staples Center in L.A. The first-round series between Jackson's Warriors and Rivers' Clippers is tied at 2 games apiece.
Magic Johnson said he thought some of the fans should boycott the Clippers games. What would your reaction be if you showed up to a stadium that wasn't quite as full as you're used to?
I would understand. I hope not. We need them. I can tell you that. We need everybody. We've played for them. We always have. So we do need them. We're going to need them bad on Tuesday.
And in baseball, Red Sox have the night off. They get back to work tomorrow night, and they open up a 3-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays over at Fenway Park. You have to feel for Doc Rivers out in L.A. right now. He's caught right in the middle of this whole situation.
Yeah.
Something's embarrassing. The Nevada rancher, now this is what's going on.
I know. Pretty bad stuff.
Yes.
Thank you. CBS Evening News coming up in a moment at 6:30.
And Scott Pelley joins us live from New York now with a preview. Hi, Scott.
Lisa, Jack, great to be with you in Boston. There's a tornado emergency unfolding as we speak in some of the southern states. We have our correspondents down there who are covering what happened yesterday. They are still counting the dead and the damages from the tornadoes that happened yesterday. So, tornadoes tonight, damage from yesterday. We'll have a complete roundup for you on the CBS Evening News in about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Scott. Coming up next, abandoned for years. Some of the odd and rather expensive items the state is now trying to sell.
A marine photojournalist is doing a story on a homeless bed. 24 hours later, they're both dead.
The new NCIS
It's hard to believe we work only a few blocks from here.
shines a light on homeless veterans.
Wish I could have done more to help him.
How do you end up like that, Leon? New NCIS. Then, it starts with a kidnapping.
Let's go bring this little girl home.
But where it ends is anyone's guess. He's where we can see him! New NCIS LA after NCIS. CBS Tuesday.
The Sealy Posturepedic Hybrid. This week, get a free $200 Bernie & Phil's gift card with any Sealy Posturepedic Hybrid sleep system. The Hybrid provides conforming gel memory foam and the deep down support of springs.
Just can't seem to escape another sneeze attack? You may be muddling through allergies. Don't get caught off guard. Try new Zyrtec Dissolve Tabs. Powerful allergy relief now in a tablet that starts dissolving instantly. New Zyrtec Dissolve Tabs.
When Makita.com sent sales rep Steve Hatfield a ready for you alert the second his room is ready, you know what he brings?
Any questions?
Can I get an A, Steve?
Yes! 3A! He brings his A game. The ready for you alert only at Makita.com.
It's a real estate jungle out there. That's why we've let a lion loose in your neighborhood. But there's no need to run. This lion is on your side every step of the way. Lear Realty Partners. We're one of the largest real estate firms in New England, with over 300 experienced agents, a 15-year track record, and the latest tools, roaring into the market with a brand new name. Lear Realty Partners. The roar that opens more doors.
Movement is a beautiful thing. So is movement restored. New England Baptist Hospital. The only hospital in New England specializing exclusively in orthopedics and musculoskeletal care.
At Southern New Hampshire University, we believe how you define success is an important part of who you are.
Success means to me waking up with a smile on your face, being able to provide for your family.
Never giving up on your dreams.
Walking with my cap and gown, that will be my biggest success.
As a nonprofit university, we're committed to helping each of our students succeed.
SNHU and my family have been there every step of the way, so I know I'm going to be successful.
Fund your online graduate or undergraduate program today and see yourself succeed at snhu.edu.
I am the style enforcer, and this one gets a ticket for driving while captivating. And with 370 horsepower, I'd write that one up for excessive use of force. Look at the leather seats. They are softer than the leather on my face. I would drive one of these babies home right now. I could just remember where I lived.
Hurry in. Curtains close April 30th. Get a low-mileage lease on the 2014 Dodge Dart GT for $179 a month for well-qualified lessees.
A Dorchester teenager is being charged as a juvenile after police say he shot and killed his little 9-year-old brother. 14-year-old Wanley Pena is charged with involuntary manslaughter. Police say he shot his little brother in the chest from close range while the parents were out. Well, Wanley told police he didn't think the gun was loaded and that the shooting was all an accident.
Budget cuts are costing a local military base hundreds of jobs. The Air Force is transferring half of Westover's fleet of C-5 aircraft to Texas. The loss of the 8 planes will force this base to eliminate around 300 jobs. 59 of the jobs are full-time positions for enlisted personnel.
Well, we'll do one more check with the weather because we're all interested and glad that those tornadoes aren't coming this way.
I'm just hoping for a warm-up. We'll be right back.
Time Saver Traffic is brought to you by Trusted Choice Massachusetts Independent Insurance Agents. Visit trustedchoice.com.
Informative, arresting, level-headed in a time of crisis. Wide-ranging, enterprising, non-sensational storytelling. For overall excellence, WBZ is proud to receive both the DuPont Columbia Award and the George Foster Peabody Award, broadcast journalism's highest honors. So when the stories matter to you, turn to the team you know you can trust. Honored for television journalism at its very best. We are WBZ News.
There's a new light shining on the future of healthcare, on forward-thinking care that's close to home. Welcome to Leahy Health, to nationally recognized doctors, award-winning hospitals, and clinical excellence in primary care in all corners of medicine. Just around the corner. Healthcare for who matters most. You. Leahy Health.
Excuse me, do your dentures come with a guarantee?
No.
Okay, hold it. Let's try something new.
Mr. Stevens, your dentures are completely guaranteed.
Really?
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 Wow. Aspen Dental is doing whatever it takes to give America a healthy mouth, like guaranteeing your dentures or your money back. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL, because your mouth is our mission.
Time to buy a Honda Accord?
We don't call it the Spring Into a Honda sales event for nothing.
What makes this Accord so special?
Rear-view camera, Bluetooth, Pandora compatibility, all standard.
I'm not convinced.
It's an IIHS 2014 top safety fit.
There's a bear behind you.
Way to stay on your toes, Robert.
This is not a drill.
Get a great deal during the Spring Into a Honda sales event. Now, at your Honda dealer.
Sleepy's all-new Tempur-Pedic event is 2 days only, with free delivery of the all-new Tempur-Pedic mattress collection. Get new features like the Easy Refresh top cover and smart climate technology for comfort that's cool to the touch. Plus, save on every Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattress, with Sealy queen sets starting at $299. Only at Sleepy's, the mattress professional.
Trust Sleepy's for the rest of your life.
Seize that dream in your own backyard. Outstanding academics, career smart programs, cost smart programs, 9 institutions, 9 neighbors. For the Commonwealth, for you, your incredible state university system.
Coming up tonight at 11, paying to fix potholes. Boston spends millions every year, but now the I-Teams learned that half that money goes to just 2 roads. What's wrong with those streets? Coming up tonight at 11 here on WBZ News. Well, someone else didn't want them, so now the state is preparing to sell off some interesting abandoned items.
Well, I guess interesting. Treasurer's office put the items on display today at the State House. This is all unclaimed property, which the state can auction off after 9 years. The items for sale include Canadian gold coins worth over $10,000. I think that's Canadian dollars. No. Costume jewelry, watches, some Beatles trading cards, and some of them signed. The state will put these items up on eBay Saturday.
And maybe by then it'll be a little warmer.
It will definitely be warmer by Saturday compared to the next couple of days. We're in the 40s for tomorrow and also into Wednesday, but we'll be warming up around 60 by Thursday.
All right, real spring.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for us. We'd like to thank you for watching us tonight.
And we'll see you at 11 o'clock. Have a great evening.